TNT Radio. Tu radio en internet.
Well, welcome, Donny. It's a pleasure for me.
Thank you.
To be with you again.
Again?
Again.
Again.
Yeah. But I had a couple of questions prepared for this interview, but the first question is obvious. It's going to be another. What happened with Frank and Nick? They are not here.
Yeah, it's, well, Nick has the ongoing problem. He had, it was called like encephalitis. He had something sick with him in his brain and he had a lot of seizures.
Oof.
And so he was been in and out of the hospital. He was even in a coma at one time. And so the doctors didn't know what happened. They didn't know if it was the vaccines that did it to him, but it came out of nowhere. And so he got very sick. And at this point right now, he's just learning to get back to playing. He sees a doctor and a therapist, and we've got together with him, and he's not quite ready yet. But he's trying to make a comeback. But it's just a sickness that he has, a serious sickness and stuff. So he'll still have seizures and get on the ground and and stuff like that. So it's not. We didn't think it was right for him to try to at least even come to Europe. Can't have something happen on the plane and stuff like that. So he's got an ailment. It's going to be a while till he joins us again. He did Mean Streets album, shot videos because he can do something quick, like that, but he just can't be in the big environment like we're doing right now. So he's back in New York, and we wish him the best, and hopefully he'll be able to come back out with us one of these days. Frank, on the other hand, Frank's not sick. Frank, he has a job. He is a teacher. And sometimes he can get off and sometimes he can't. And, we're one of those bands where, we're not a Metallica where we're making millions. Yeah. But, we make decent money, but, some band members have regular jobs and Frank teaches. So sometimes we have to get a fill-in for Frank. Where Nick is sick, Frank just, couldn't get time off of his job because it's a real job. And so, we got Jonathan Reinheimer on guitar. He's a young guy that Nick knows that, we had another guy fill in, but we got Jonathan, and he fills in for Nick, and they're friends, and he's a great guitar player. He's young like Nick. Mm-hmm. And then when Frank couldn't do it anymore for his job, Jonathan knew Jesse, the drummer we're using now, because they play in a band too, together when it's not Riot. And so Jesse came in, auditioned, and played the song, and he's a young guy too, but he's a great fill-in. He plays everything real good like Frank and stuff. So, but that's where it's at. So, Frank will be at, certain shows. He'll be at Keep It True next year for the 50th anniversary and Hell's Hero and all the big festivals we're having. Frankie will be back for that, and then Jonathan will probably do it. I don't know if Nick will be ready next year. So that's where we stand.
Well, it's a good explanation, and it's not easy explanation because I don't like the health problems of Nick.
No, Nick, man, it's sad. It's a sad situation. He's such a young kid too. He's one of the youngest guys in the band. Me and Mike, from way back in the day, and in our 60s, and just for a young guy like that to have that health problem happen, it's not good.
Well, you have new record out, Mean Streets, dated last May. It comes 6 years after your previous job, Armor of Light. Why so much time between the two albums?
Well, during that time there was the lockdown. Remember the world had the lockdown because of the COVID outbreak and all that, so that gave us a little more time. But besides the lockdown, we kind of took it easy. We weren't on a deadline because a few things happened. It wasn't just the lockdown. We changed record labels. We were on Nuclear Blast, and then Nuclear Blast decided to, go more in a digital streaming kind of vibe, and Atomic Fire wanted to go like they used to be, physical albums, all this. And Marcus Wojcian, who is our guy at Nuclear Blast, told me, we're going to this new label, and we said, well, we want to go with you because Nuclear Blast is great, but you always want to have your PR guy, your friend that loves Riot, because he'll help push it more. So that was a little bit of the business thing, and Nuclear Blast gave us the freedom to join, and then of course Atomic Fire joined with Raining, Phoenix Music and stuff. So now, and they're signing a lot of bands now. So the whole label thing took a while, and then writing the songs, that also, we laid back because of the pandemic. A lot of bands were releasing their material during it, and we felt like we want the world to get back to a little more normalcy, so you can go to your store and buy it. You don't have to, you can come see us play without wearing a mask or signing all this or showing a card. We're like, no, we want it like back in the day, where you just get our record, you come see us play. So we delayed it a little bit, and so when we wrote, we always write more songs than goes on the record. We'll always write like 20 songs. Mike will write a bunch and I'll write a bunch. We pick the best dozen. We figure the best 12. So we picked the best one. That took a while. And we also, if you notice the record, we visited the past a little bit. I told Mike, why don't we write a full body Riot record from songs like from Rock City or Narita, and I wrote Fill the Fire, which is a AC/DC Accept Judas Priest song, Fill the Fire, High Noon, we started, we do the power metal still, but then we got out of the element and did Lean Into It and, stuff like that. So we just thought it's a well-rounded record, and it took a while, but we think the outcome was cool. We think everybody likes it too.
Mm-hmm. Well, Armor of Light was one of your best records. I think Riot ever made a record like Armor of Light. Were you worried about being able to improve it?
Well, Riot, we have such a history of, 50 years next year, and we have 17 records out, and we always, we want to try to better ourselves, and we want to try to make consistently good records. And, that's what I think one thing about Riot is that we always kind of make decent records, and that's why we still have listeners. We don't really write duds or anything. I think I quoted this before, where Mark said the longevity of a band is through releasing great music. And that's why I think Riot's always been like that. Even though the style has changed, with Guy, it was a hard rock metal. With Rhett Forrester, it was more hard rock. And then Tony Moore, we were power metal. And then Mike DeMeo came in, it was more like Rainbow, Whitesnake, with a little bit of guitar heavy stuff. And so, we always try to top ourselves, and, it's not easy. When we did the comeback, when Mark passed away, Unleash the Fire, we got, good reviews for that too, because that was that record was going to tell, first record without Mark. Do people want it or no? A lot of bands continue in the wrong way. No members or anything. Me and Mike are close to original members. I joined in '84, and I'm, Riot V is the power metal, which I'm an original member of. So we tried to do it right. So that's why the music's like that. Unleash the Fire was good, we thought, and then like you said, Armor of Light. I wrote a few songs with them that I love that we still play. Victory, and Angel's Thunder, and just stuff like that, And so that was hard to top. So that's why I said the next record, let's not just emulate Unleash the Fire and Armor of Light. Let's do something a little bit out of the circle. That's why it's still got like High Noon, Hell to the Warriors, could be on Armor of Light. But then, like I said, we did Love Beyond the Grave, and stuff like that. Open Road, it's a little bit different. So hopefully, they'll like the new record.
Well, I think you did it again. You did a very, very good record.
Thank you.
And Mean Streets, I like so much Mean Streets because for me it's one of your best records. Again, your three records without Mark have evolved along the years. It's not the same. The first, the Mean Streets or Armor of Light are different, as you said.
Right.
Well, this is a heavy record, fast, but very melodic too, with extremely catchy choruses. The choruses in this record are extremely catchy. Do you pretend your fans remember it to sing in your gigs, or it's simply your way to compose?
Well, you know, one thing Mark did teach me back in the day, because, you know, I'm one of the very fast bass players who play all the licks with him. But Mark used to say a good song is a song within a song. Like, you have the structure where everything is heavy and all this, but he goes, you got to make a chorus that people are going to sing and remember. You're going to need to make a guitar solo that people are going to remember. So he said it's a song within a song. So, you know, like for instance, like Flight of the Warrior, one of the classic where it's just all that stuff, but it's shining. That's what I'm saying. It's catchy. So that's what Mark did. So that's what we try to do when I write songs. I just don't write it. I do something where, like, right here, okay, I got to do this. Mean streets take me back again. You know, so we try to like do that while we're writing. And, you know, Mike's good with the guitar. He does the real melodic, and he does a, you know, a harmony on it like that. And I just think it's a good formula, you know, like I said, a song within a song, a catchy solo, a catchy chorus, you know. And so that's pretty much how we arrange everything.
Well, you start the album with Hail to the Warriors. Warrior is a word that always is in every Riot's albums. What is the meaning of this word for you? What it represents?
Well, when I wrote Hail to the Warriors, and whenever I write Riot songs, I try to stay in the formula. You know, I don't want to like wear it out or anything, but Riot is known for Warrior, you know, tequila, Johnny's back, and, you know, the Johnny character, the Seal. So whenever I do stuff, I try to write like in the formula of Riot. And so like when I wrote Mean Streets, it was about being on the streets of New York City when we were growing up there with Mark and everything. And I just thought that vibe with Johnny would be, you know, a cool vibe in the Riot tradition. And then Hail to the Warrior, when I wrote that, I was like, well, we have Flight of the Warrior, you know, Warrior. We have all these Warrior songs.
All is Warrior in Riot.
Warriors, but we always call our you know, our fans Warriors, Metal Warriors. You know, that song too. So we always call them our Warriors and stuff. So I was just like, you know what, Hail to the Warriors. You know what I mean? And so when I wrote it like that, I was like, you know, I said, yeah, that's kind of like a statement to, you know, Hail to the Warriors. There are people and stuff like that. So it's just one of them words. You'll always hear Warrior, Tequila, Outlaw, Johnny. You'll hear them in the song.
Well, in the album there are some variety between songs. The Speed of High Noon, for example, the great melodies on Mean Streets, Higher, or Lost Dreams. But there is one song touched my heart. Before This Time.
You like that one?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I like very much this song. An incredible mid-tempo with an amazing melody and a catchy chorus. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me something about this song?
Well, actually, Mike wrote it, and it was called Lost Dreams back in the day. And then so what Riot has a habit of doing, when we get everything prepared, we'll listen to each one and go, what can we do better with that? And then Todd had the idea. Before This Time, and then Franco helped write lyrics too, the drummer. Mm-hmm. He helped out on Love Beyond the Grave and stuff like that. So when Mike wrote that melody, we thought the same thing. It's real catchy. It's like I said, the song is catchy, the solos and the, you know, Before This Time, you know what I mean? Todd does an excellent job on vocals. So, you know, when we get that, you know, we sit back and listen to it going, wow, that's a good song. And you're not the first one. There's been a few people that said that song has touched them, you know, Before This Time and stuff. So, but it's a Mike Flint song, you know, and he has that style where he does like that or Open Road. Even on Higher is faster, but that's a Mike song too. So, but yeah, it's one of those where, like I said, it's well-rounded. You'll have one of those poppy, and then you have like High Noon, like off of Thunderstill or Privilege of Power, you know, and then, you know, we try to just, you know, have an assortment of different songs.
Well, one of the most difficult points for a band with 50 years on the road, 50 years, is, I have 59. I was a kid when Riot began.
When I first joined Riot in 1984, I was the youngest because it was still Rhett Forrester, Sandy Slavin, and Mark, and Rick was in there for a while, but then we got rid of Rick and we were doing a four-piece, and me and Mark started writing music. I was like, it's one of my favorite bands. And then when I joined, you know, I was the kid. They were the older cats. And then now that I keep it going, I'm the old guy. Yeah. I'm 61. I'll be 62 next year. And, you know, I'm just like, God, you know, I'm getting older. But I still have the passion. That's why I'm here. like I said, it's not a big money maker for us, but what's paid for us is traveling, meeting people, hanging out with friends, the culture, the country, eating the food and everything. It kind of makes it worth it, when the money's not quite there and all. But it's been a long road, 50 years, and I'm glad I'm able to be a part of it since 1975 when they started, and then 77 was when Rock City came out, and that was the original lineup, with Peter Vitelli, and then Jimmy Iommi, L.A. Covares, Mark, and Guy Speranza, and then the same lineup on Narita. Then Mark made a change to the rhythm section, turned into Sandy Slavin and Kip Lemming, and they did the Fire Down Under, and then the two with Rhett when they got Rhett Forrester and that and stuff like that. So, Riot's always been one of those bands. We have, this year with Guy, this year with Rhett, this year, with Tony and then Mike DeMeo, and then that's why in some markets I call it the fifth chapter. Like a lot of people put the V. It's not a V. It's a Roman numeral 5. People say,
number
Riot
5.
V.
Riot 5.
It's a Riot Van Starven. No, I just go. It's like that. In some markets, like in Japan, they're like, "You're Riot to us. Don't do that." And we said, well, we did it out of respect. We talked to Mark's dad, Tony. We said, we don't want to be these bands that go out there, no disrespect, but, there's some bands out there, that don't have any original members or I'm from the third year of the members, but, sometimes we just thought, this is the fifth singer, and I said, how about that? The fifth style and the fifth singer. Todd Michael is the fifth singer, so that's how we came up with it. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, like you said, we've released 3 records, and it seems like it's the other day we kept it going, but man, it's been over 10 years with this, and it's like, wow, we're still going. It's pretty crazy.
Well, as I said, one of the most difficult points, I think, in a band like you is elaborate the set list for your concerts. Yes. How do you do this to satisfy the majority of fans? Because it's very, very difficult.
Well, we have this question all the time, and I always say, we just have the history and the album 17. If we played one song off each record, we'd be there for over 2 hours, which I don't mind.
Yeah.
The fans will love it, but it's one of those things where there's so many songs, so we try to pick the best ones we think that the people will like, and we see on the on the videos how many watches they have. So on Rock City, we always want to do Warrior, obviously Warrior.
Yeah.
And then in certain markets we'll do Overdrive, Tokyo Rose, and Rock City. Certain markets, like when we're in the United States, we're in Texas and area, they love the old. We'll do that. And then on Narita, of course, we have to do road racing, but we'll do 49er sometimes, and the song Narita, Fire Down Under, obviously, Swords and Tequila, Outlaw, Fire Down Under, the title track, and then now we're doing Restless Breed, and we try to do Heavy Metal Machine. So that's what I'm saying, we try to pick, and of course, the 2 biggest records for Riot are Fire Down Under and Thunderstill, besides the new stuff. So we have to do a lot. Like on Thunderstill, we do Thunderstill, Fight or Fall, Sign of the Crimson Storm, Flight of the Warrior, Blood Streets, Johnny's Back. Those are fan favorites. You have to play them. So, and then DeMeo, we touch on it. We do Angel Eyes and Magic Maker, and then we do Riot 5, stuff like that. So it's very hard to please everybody. And everybody will go, "Are you playing this tonight? Are you playing Take Me Back tonight?" And I was like, "Well, we weren't." "Oh, please." "Okay, we'll do it." So it just depends. If someone has a favorite song, we'll try to play it.
Well, how many songs of Mean Streets are in this tour set? And what songs?
We do, we're playing 3 tonight. We do Hell to the Warrior, obviously. We open with it because in the Riot tradition, we like to open with the first song on the record. Like on Victory, we did that. We opened with it for Armor of Light. And so it's Hell to the Warrior. And then we do, a few songs later, we do Feel the Fire, because that was our first video with the Miss Pennsylvania model. We had a real pageant lady in it, and we did that, and it was a little more commercial, but that's the first time Riot's getting close to 1 million views. We've never had that. That's a lot. So it's just a more modern sound. So we do that one. And then we were playing High Noon for a while, but then we were going like, okay, well, we have this song that has the same beat, Fight or Fall. And then we have High Noon, and we're like, okay, well, let's play more of a groove song. Love Beyond the Grave. Sounds like Hard Loving Man, but like, more modern. So we do that. So tonight we're doing those three.
Okay.
We're not doing before this time, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sad.
I know. I'll tell Mike.
No, but I hope to hear Mean Streets, for example.
Yeah, we played Mean Streets too, which is, like you said, it is so hard. We have to play, we want to play songs off of this and songs off of this, and we're doing Victory, Angel's Thunder, Take Me Back.
You can satisfy all the fans.
It's hard.
It's obvious. It's very hard.
It's really hard. So.
Well, you are the authentic heirs of Mark, but you have had kind of rebirth as Riot V, and you are a different band, isn't it? Right now, you are not the Riot with Mark. You are a different band, but you are the heirs. But there is another Riot existing right now.
The two disco guys. Yeah, no, we found them. We thought it was funny.
What's your opinion about the other Riot?
A lot of people have Riot in their name. There's a Hollywood Riot, there's a Riot City, there's a lot of riots coming on, and we're going like, we Googled Riot one day, and these two kids came up, DJs are like, what the fuck is this? Right? And fans have written them, what are you doing? And they send a link where it's like, these guys have been together since 75, what are you doing? And all that. And then it comes to the point, do you want a lawsuit? And we're going like, would it even be worth it with these monkeys? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a total different. But we have had fans go, I see you're playing. I'm like, it's not us. It's the DJ band. But, it's one of those things. We wrote them and told them, we said, hey, we're Riot. We've been Riot for 50 years. You might want to change your name. And their management, they never get back to us. It's a bunch of young guys. So, we're like, whatever. It's not really hurting the band, So, like I said, we're keeping the name. I'm the only member that actually got to play in Riot, with Rhett Forrester, and I toured with AC/DC and stuff like that. And so, like I said, we just added that. I added it. I said, well, a lot of people are, don't, they just continue on. And I was like, well, technically we are Riot because the whole band, we toured with Mark, Bobby Jerzombeck, Tony Moore from the Thunderstill, stuff like that. So, but I was just kind of like, yeah, let's just call it the fifth chapter because we're, this is just moving on in the tradition of Riot, but this is our style. So that's why we kind of keep it classy. We don't go out there and like Quiet Riot where there's only Rudy Sarzo just joined, or Foreigner, or Mick Jones, or nobody in the band. We're like, what? You know what I'm saying? It makes it tough. We enjoy hearing the music, but you kind of want to have a person. And me and Mike have been in Riot longer than anybody, including the early members. We've been in the band over 40 years. Sandy was only in like 4.5 years, Kip 4.5 years.
Yeah.
So we're doing it. So some markets, they like us called Riot. United States, sometimes it's just Riot. And then over here in Europe, a lot of the time, it's Riot V. And then in Japan, the artists, they take out the V. It's just the Riot. So it just depends. We don't care. They know where we're coming from. We're genuine people.
Okay, that is a kind of joke. How many bottles of tequila have you prepared for today?
And people wonder, they're like going, and that's another thing, Riot is known as the tequila band.
Yeah.
Of course. And because of the songs, Half Crazed on Tequila from Outlaw, Swords of Tequila, Johnny's Back, Rode Away Drinking, Johnny's Back and all that. So tequila has been kind of one of those things. And so Cuervo has been a sponsor some of the time. So we're going like, you know what? We have to represent. So they bring me the bottles. And that's why if you look, I come out on stage with it, as a prop, but it's real tequila, so I drink it. So I get one bottle. They'll do a Jack and a wine, but I'll have a bottle of tequila, and I come out as a symbol, and if you see me, I hold it to the skies, it's for Mark. And I hold it up there, and I pat my thing like that, and I'll do a shot for him, and I drip a little bit on his stage, Mark. And that's what I do, and people are like, wow, that is cool. I said, the stage is his, you know what I mean? So, and I do that. And then I share it with some fans, and we drink it. But we go through, we've been on tour, like we've done 5 shows in a row. Every night, a full bottle of tequila. So you might have to help me with that bottle tonight.
Okay, we have to drink tequila.
Yes.
Both of us.
Yes, you drink too.
Well, this is your last show in Spain.
Yep.
In a tour, Spain and Portugal. What are your feelings about this tour?
It's cool. We break it up. You know, we'll do a spurt of like 2.5, 3 weeks, and we go back. We'll do some U.S. dates, and we'll do the same thing. And so this one is coming to an end, but we try to space it out and stuff. And so what we do is we'll do like, you know, the Spain. We just start off in Portugal, and then we did the Spain dates. And you know, and we love these markets. Spain is always great for Riot. I mean, they go nuts. Last night was sold out. They do the soccer chants, oh, you know, all that. And it's such a great market for us, and we're going to miss them. But you know, the one we fly to Cyprus tomorrow. Oh man, Greece and Cyprus, beautiful. That's one of our favorite places too, because the crowd really loves the band, and we have a history with Greek people. You know what I mean? Of course.
Yes, of course. In Spain, we love Riot so much. Okay,
Yep.
we finished here. Thank you.
We're finished. The band's starting.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
It's
And
a pleasure to be with you.
okay,
Thank you, brother.
thank you.
Shine on. Tequila later.